What is up, guys? It is Yugioh here, and today I just wanted to do a video on what I think the future of Super Heavy Samurai would look like. Because right now, I think Super Heavy Samurais are kind of irrelevant. Um, they they are a pretty solid deck, but they can't really catch up to what all these top tier decks are doing. They don't really have the speed or the consistency. How like half the time you kind of have to rely on your top decks with this deck, and a deck that has to do that can't really be considered too relevant to a point. So this is just my list here. This is a list I like using. Obviously, this is post Dimensions of Chaos because uh, this card, Thief, as you can tell, there's no spawn trap card in the deck. So I'm gonna go over why I have Baitdol and Galaxy Cyclone here later. But Thief is basically the MST of the deck, and he steals the monster, not the monster, the card that he destroys, whether it's in the Pendulum Zone or in the spawn trap card zone. They get set to your side of the field. But everything else, two battle balls, because stealing monsters. You may have to bump them up to three when they make more super heavy samurai synchros, but right now two is good. If they use level four, level eight, just steal their monster. Big Benkei uh, allows all super heavy monsters to attack in defense mode. The only reason I'm running two Waraji is because this is like the deck I use in real life, except I use Monarchs with it, which is why all these Monarchs are here. But I didn't want to put them in here. But he's good with some of the big Benkei, and you don't really need him unless you're going to play Monarchs in your deck, which I'll also go over later. But you could definitely bump him down to one or to zero if you aren't going to use Monarchs, because big Benkei you can just run three Flutists and you could be good with that. Um, I run two Blue Brawler. It works for me. You could use three, but two is actually pretty nice because I don't think three is really needed because he can't really do anything unless Big Benkei is also on the field because Big Benkei can let him attack at 2,000. But when he can't attack at 2,000, then he's just going to sit at 2,000, not being able to be destroyed. And when need be, you can use him for an overlay or for a synchro summon. This guy, he's one of the guy who come in docks, Dimension of Chaos. All he does is that when he's destroyed, he special summons the Superheavy monster from your graveyard, and that actually helps a lot, especially with old Susanoo Woes. And you can probably bring back a Benkei if you dropped it with Machina Fortress or something. Um, two Flutus. Flutus, you tribute him, and you special summon a super heavy monster from your hand. And when a super heavy monster is targeted, you banish him from your graveyard to negate that effect that would target. Giga Gloves, when you send to the graveyard, you look at your top five cards of your deck, place them in any order. Um, and when you do, and then when your opponent attacks you directly, you can banish him from your graveyard. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's a super heavy monster, you get to add it to your hand, and your opponent's monster attack becomes zero. If not, then you just drop the card, right? Yeah, send it to the graveyard. Super heavy Samurai Scales. He's the Altair of the deck. When your opponent controls two or more monsters, you control no monsters. You special summon them from your hand, free. And when this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster in your graveyard except for Super Heavy Samurai Scales. The thing I like about Scales is that he is the only Super Heavy monster that can special summon himself and not limit you to only summoning out Super Heavy Samurai monsters that turn. Also, he brings out another Super Heavy Samurai monster, so you can go into your tuners like Battle Ball or what's this guy, Drums and Trumpeter. Trumpeter is pretty straightforward as well. Um, and you can basically run a wide set of synchros. Uh, the Black Rose, although it's going to be kind of hard to summon because you can't really summon it on one turn. It's more of just in case you have drums and Shutendoji. But other than that, you probably won't be able to summon it. So you wouldn't really rely on these on Black Rose. But Barkion and Beast also go pretty well. You can also run Armades. You can run a lot of stuff. The deck doesn't need synchros other than Shutendoji and Susanoo, but there may be certain situations where you may actually need to summon that exact synchro. But it doesn't need it on like just to play. Like to play, the only thing you need is Shutendoji and Susanoo, and they're making a third synchro. The synchro is going to be released in the future once this page loads. God damn it. Yeah, here we are. Superheavy Samurai Swordmaster Musashi. It's level 5 synchro. Uh, 2300 defense, tuner, non-tuner, and it's always treated as Super Heavy Samurai. This card synchro summon, you target when a Sheen type monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and if you have a spell and trap card in your graveyard, you can normal or special summon this a monster with the same name as this card. Its other effect is it can just attack in defense mode. Every Super Heavy Samurai synchro will have that. I'm guessing because obviously it's an anime deck. We don't know how far it's going to go, but it's pretty amazing that it's a generic synchro that can be used in just about any machine deck, and it can get you back a machine type monster for free. And if you're using it in Super Heavy Samurais, where you're bound to have no spell trap cards engraved, you will get a free machine type monster back, and you'll be able to special summon it if it's something like a trumpeter. If not, then you're gonna have to wait a turn to summon it, and that's still pretty good. Um, and he's the level 5 synchros that Super Heavies need. Um, so I was at Scales. Soulbane Cannon, you equip him from your hand or your side of the field to Super Heavy Monster. It gains 1,000 defense, and you can banish it from your grave during the battle phase to negate any card that activates during the battle phase, card or effect that activates during the battle phase. Destroy all monsters on the field, and then inflict 1,000. So that's pretty amazing. Soulbuster Gauntlet, you drop him, double defense. You're not going to use the gain 400 defense thing because that's just better just to save him for battle damage step, drop, or damage calculation, whichever one it's used in. I forgot they upgraded the rulings. Soulfire Suit, I don't see a lot of other Super Heavy players use it, but it's good because because this deck needs hand traps. If there is no back row going on here, the only way you're going to have back row is to steal it, which I'll get into. This deck needs hand traps. So what you're going to do, you're going to use 3 Soulfire Suit, protect your stuff, although it loses 800 defense for a turn. Soul Piercer lets a monster pierce, and it searches when it's sent from fields to graveyard. So it's basically a Sangan. Swordmaster, or Swordsman, it says Swordmaster. He makes an opponent's monster 0 after a battle of Super Heavy Samurai. So it's really good to when your opponent has something that can't really be overpowered. This doesn't get over towers, but it gets over a lot of other stuff. Thief, you tribute him, like you special him out for free. And after you special him, you can special him out Super Heavy monsters for the rest of the turn. You special summon him out for free, and then you tribute him to either destroy a opponent's spell and trap card or a pendulum, and then to take it. Like you got to take a pendulum and put it in your scale, or you can take a spell and trap card and put it in your set zone, spell and trap card zone. Trumpeter, you special them out for free. When you have no spell and trap cards in the grave, you can't special them out monsters the rest of the turn except for Super Heavies. And if he's tribute for a tribute summon of a Super Heavy Samurai monster, Cough Cough Benkei, he gets to special summon himself back, which is a free level 5 synchro if you have 2 of him and 1 big Benkei. I mean level 5. I meant level 10. Tin Goldfish, he's just here for scales and for big brawler, and maybe if you draw Mike in a gear frame at the wrong time, then you just get a free rank 4 Gear Gigant or a 101, and you just go from there. The reason why I don't have a 15th slot in my deck is because This deck really doesn't need anything except for Susanoo and Shinsedo G. You could probably use Gigant. You're going to use Gigant like once every few games. You're going to use Zen mains rarely. You're going to use these guys rarely unless you're facing certain decks, and that's just the way it plays with me. So this is what a standard super heavy deck will look like. You probably don't need two big Romoji, as I said, unless you're going to play Monarchs like Caius or Grandmark or Karaz. You'd only run Karaz if you're running 3 Drum and Ryza and Mobius. The reason why you run the Monarchs is very obvious. Super heavy monsters, like literally half the super heavy monsters, like him, uh, Scales, Thief, Trumpeter, they're able to special summon out themselves for free. So you just tribute them, summon out Monarch, and obviously Monarchs aren't restricted because they only stop your special summons. So you get free normal summons. That's also why you're into 10 Goldfish for your free normal summon. But usually, if you're going to use 10 Goldfish, you summon out 10 Goldfish before. Beidol and Galaxy Cyclone, you can definitely run these. The thing is that Beidol kind of gets outweighed by Thief because Thief is just way simpler. But right now before Dimensions of Chaos comes out, you could definitely run Beidol. And the same thing for Galaxy Cyclone. It's way too much money. If you're gonna play this deck, do not worry about getting Galaxy Cyclone. Just get 3 of these when Dimensions of Chaos comes out. Galaxy Cyclone, you could definitely use in the deck. I'm not gonna say it's a bad card, but obviously you're gonna have to wait a turn to use its second effect, so that may ruin some combos with your deck. But it's definitely something to keep in mind. And for the future of Super Heavy Samurais, we have Super Heavy Samurai Kokoro Gamma A, and here's what it does. It's like that construction machine thing. It's level 3. Once this damn thing loads. All right, so what Kokoro Gamma A does is that he can't be normal or flipped unless you have no spawn chalk cards in your grave. So automatically he can't be used in Super Heavy Samurais unless you have no spawn chalk cards in your deck. I mean, he can't be used. It's going to be hard to use him in a lot of other decks unless you use the second effect. Is when you take battle damage while you have no spawn chalk cards in your grave, you special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, it can't be struck battle by card effects for the rest of the turn. Just like that construction red machine thing, that's level 3. It's nice for stopping OTKs. I could straight tell you that Vanities does kill the deck, but if from this deck list, you could definitely take out either Waraji or Swordsman Swordsman could stay. Probably a Giga Gloves, because both these guys are like stopping OK cards. Next is Giant General. All right, so Great General Hisui, what he does is that he's a pendulum. Both him and the next one are going to be pendulum. He's the scale 1 level 8. The other one's a scale 8 level 1. So they can't pendulum summon themselves, so they don't have that coming back capability, which kind of ruins it, but it's still pretty good. And you can't pendulum some monsters except for Super Heavy Samurai monsters. Just kind of a little whack. But he can change monsters' levels while in the pendulum zone. And as a monster, he's a substitute for Big Benkei. So you can run like 2 of him, maybe even 1. But the thing is if you're gonna run Great General, you're also gonna have to run him. But he is like 10 times better than Great General because his monster effect is that when you have no spawn chalk cards in your graveyard, tribute up to 2 Super Heavy Samurai monsters you control and draw the same number of cards that you tributed, and you're going to use this effect once per turn. 1, he can tribute himself. 2, draw power. The first good draw power Super Heavy Samurais get. The other one, the level 5 one, released in Docs, he's not really all that good because in the end you still go -1, and you still have to special summon him. It's not the same. But that's really all I can say right now. I'm on the time limit, so this was Nistro here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Nistro